The labor shortage is so bad right now. But what does that mean for real estate investors? That's today's show. Let's dive into it. Hey everyone, I'm Clayton Morris, longtime real estate investor, and I love to watch the market trends to see where we're going currently in the economy and in the real estate market. Wall Street Journal just publishing a story which I've been witnessing firsthand, but I've been out and driving these different communities, that there is a massive labor shortage right now. And there's also a massive shortage of new homes in rural areas, those outside of city areas. And it's really affecting employment. So what are the numbers? Well, we're looking at a record low unemployment in this country right now. You think that's fantastic news, right? It is. However, it's hurting employers in a way because employers simply can't keep up with the demand. What do I mean? Well, for instance, there is a chair manufacturing company in Portland, Maine, just to highlight an example, that builds chairs. Well, they can't find the labor in order to build the chairs. So they're having to take out ads trying to recruit people to move to this smaller town. They're having a difficult time doing that. I also know that in cities like Columbus, they highlight in this Wall Street Journal piece, that the population growth in Columbus has grown significantly in recent years. Its labor force grew 1.3% in 2017, and the working age population went down. So the working age population has actually left, but the unemployment has also gone down. And these employers are looking for good labor. I've seen this in Indianapolis, where I do a lot of real estate investing, one of my favorite markets. And we've seen all of these employers. For instance, Salesforce took over one of the tallest buildings in downtown Indianapolis. The huge building used to be Chase Bank. Now it's owned by Salesforce. And the lawyer team that I've been talking with from Salesforce, a friend of mine is one of their lawyers, and he actually, his kids go to school with our kids. And we were talking, and he said it's very difficult right now for us to even find good lawyers to work for us here in downtown Indianapolis. So they're having to do recruitment efforts to bring in outside talent. And you might think, well, why? Who cares, right? New York City does that. People move to New York City all the time to work for an awesome company. Yes, but these smaller companies can't afford those types of recruitment incentives to get people to pick up and move their entire family. And the biggest problem right now is not even from the employers, it's from the lack of housing. So the lack of new construction. All of these builders are sitting there saying to themselves, should I do this? Should I build a house right now? Because what happens if the economy shifts? So there's such a demand for new construction, and these families are saying, I'm just going to stay downtown. I'm just going to rent right now. I'm going to rent a place right now because you don't have any properties for me to buy. In certain counties, there are so few properties available that they're even selling before they're finished. I was out, and here's some video. If you're watching on the video feed here on our YouTube channel, I was out recently in Idaho touring some of all of this new construction that's unfolding out there. And you wouldn't believe, I mean, community after community after community is just being built up. And as soon as I was with the head of one of the project managers, and we went out at like 6 a.m. We went through like 40 different properties, and they're doing a fantastic job. And he said that many of the houses, almost every one of them, are sold before they even finish them. And some of them, if they are done and they're sitting on the market, they're only on the market for like 1 or 2 weeks, and then they're sold. The demand is incredible, and the demand for rent is equally incredible. So here's what I'm talking about. If you're a real estate investor like me and you buy rental real estate, what does this mean for you in those B-class neighborhoods? Well, it means zero vacancy. It means very, very low vacancy right now. In Boise, Idaho, for instance, yes, you're going to get a much lower return on investment there. So you're basically buying a house for rent, maybe $300,000. I buy houses that are like $60,000, $70,000. Those are my bread and butter and what we do. And then the return on investment is about 5-6%. But you're also seeing zero vacancy. People are staying there. Or if someone moves out, you're immediately getting another tenant in the property. And that's now what we're seeing across the board in a lot of the areas that we invest. Very low vacancy because there is such a demand for rent right now. If you've got a really nice B-class property or a B- property, and you're in one of those areas where a family needs a place to live, you're going to see almost a 0% vacancy rate. And I can say that in all the markets right now I'm currently invested in Michigan, in Indiana, in Pennsylvania, North Carolina, and all these different areas where I own rental properties, I don't have any vacancies. And the one area that I do is in New Jersey. In New Jersey, an area where you have really high taxes. So I've got 2 evictions happening right now on 2 of our New Jersey properties. We'll do a tenant turnover on those, get those cleaned up, and then those will fill right back up again as well. So nationwide, you are seeing a shortage of housing, a shortage of available properties. So for rental investors, this is fantastic news. But for the person looking to buy that new construction property, I'm telling you, even just looking in Idaho, holy smokes, last year, these houses were selling for $350,000. They are now selling for $500,000. So if you are a developer or you are in that game as a flipper, it's a good time for you as well to be a flipper. I'm not a flipper, but but for rental real estate, holy smokes, the price and the vacancy rate right now, just kind of across the board, is looking fantastic. So there you go. Here's another one. I'll just give this little tidbit before I wrap it up. Last year, a car seat maker in Columbus, Ohio, they couldn't find available workers. So the general manager of that plant said they would have had to do this expansion to get 300 workers. They couldn't do the expansion because they just didn't have the skilled labor. So it is hurting some companies that can't keep up right now because so many people wanted to buy these car seats and they couldn't keep up with it. So really, it's an interesting time. I mean, it's better than 2008 when everyone was out of a job and everyone was panicking. Now everyone has a job and employers are really trying to find people with skills to actually employ them. So it's it's total flip in 10 years. It's kind of strange. I'd love to hear your comments and feedback. Are you going through this right now? Are you an employer? Do you have employees that you're looking to add people to your company? Or are you looking to buy a new home and move, but you just can't find the inventory? I'd love to hear your comments. You can post them here as well. And thank you so much for subscribing. We have tons of videos and tons of podcasts to help you out and become financially intelligent. My name is Clayton Morris. Now go out there, take action, become a real estate investor. I believe it's the #1 way to build wealth. We'll see you next time, everyone.